Hello, Visions, and welcome to this session of the Virtual Curriculum Fair for 2025. I am joined by Ron and Sophia, who will be presenting on offerings within Visions. So, Ron, Sophia, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone that is here and everyone that will be watching this. Once again, I'm Ron Thomas. I am the Associate Director of Equity and Student Engagement. And today we are overjoyed to be here sharing space with you all to tell you a bit more about who we are and what we do. So, next slide, please. So we'll discuss our department goals. We'll introduce you briefly to the team. We'll share with you some of the services that we provide, and then we'll have an opportunity for questions as well. Next slide. So our goal is to advance educational equity by addressing the needs of all students through relentless interventions and support services. And we truly lean into that idea of relentless interventions and supports, meaning we have all of the students at Visions in Education that we consider family, and anytime those students are in need of our supports, we are very relentless. We don't give up on students. We stand and walk alongside them and provide them with any and all of the supports that they need in order for them to be successful in the Visions in Education ecosystem. Next slide. So what you see here are our wonderful team members. I call them the Dream Team. As you see before you, you have Samantha Webster, who is our Foster and McKinney-Vento liaison. You have Sophia Balma, who is on this Zoom session with us, and she'll have an opportunity to introduce herself in a bit, but she's the homeschool on and online middle school social worker. You also have Sergio Fuentes, who is a social worker that serves independent study. And then you have Dana Newton, who's also serving both independent study, university prep, and a little bit of homeschool as well this year. Next slide,
Great.
please. All right,
Thank
and
you
with
so
that,
much,
I
Ron.
am going to, with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Sophia Palma.
Great. Thank you so much, Ron. So again, I am Sofia Palma, school social worker with the Homeschool and Online Middle School Academy. And so I get the pleasure of introducing some of the ways that you can access our social work services. So we have this flow chart, which is on the wire, and you can identify this by going ahead and doing a little search on the wire by identifying whether or not there is a student with a concern. So a CT, which is our credentialed teacher, a counselor, an admin, or a staff identifies a concern for a student. Once they've identified that concern, either the CT, the admin, or the staff member will submit the counselor referral form. Again, in red, it is important to note that the counselor referral form is not intended for emergency situations, and emergency situations are treated as an active crisis, and we have a triage system for that situation. So a counselor referral form is submitted. The counselor conducts their assessment. Once the counselor identifies whether or not the student can be served at a tier 1 basis, we work at a multi-tiered systems of support. And so at a tier 1 service, all students receive the same service. And if that student can be served at a tier 1 service, the counselor will keep that student, provide them the resources and the services. If they need to be pushed over to social work services at a tier 2 or tier 3 level, they will then submit a social work referral form. Now, a social work referral form can only be submitted by the counselor, so it is important to identify that in order to access social work services. However, we do have additional resources that can be found on this specific page and on the wire for our families and for our students, which is our virtual calming room, which also provides wonderful resources within the communities that we serve. So a little bit about the services and support that we provide our students and our families and our staff. Again, that tier 3 level of support is our crisis intervention. If we have a student that has been identified needing immediate need as in a current crisis situation, we provide that intervention whether it's conducting a risk or safety assessment, whether it's conducting a safety plan, or whether it's connecting them with an outside resource. Again, we also provide basic needs assessments. So once we've been referred a family, let's say that family is in need of connecting with resources for utilities. We also conduct a basic needs assessment to identify, are there any other services that are needed, whether it's connecting them for resources for food or transportation, clothing, rental assistance, or housing assistance. We also provide the resources and referrals and ongoing case management. So once we have a family that's been identified as needing resource and referrals, we then follow up in making sure that that family was connected to the resources, or making sure that we help that family connect to the resources. So that way we continue to remove those barriers to access service and support. Additionally, at a tier 1 and tier 2 level, we also provide student groups, and that is through our Wellness Academy, which I will explain a little later. We also provide short-term one-to-one sessions with students, and we provide parent individualized support. So not only do we work with our students and our staff, we work with our parents as well, and a holistic approach. That family system is very important to making sure that our students are successful here at Visions. A little bit about the parenting and student support. So it's identifying what are the barriers between the parent and the student to access either the services within our school or to make their progress here at Visions successful, and whether it's identifying that we need to attend those parent-teacher conference meetings, or whether it's been elevated to a family team conference or a student team conference, we attend those as an advocate on behalf of the student and the family. We do push into classes if needed. We do provide daily live sessions. And again, we also provide professional development for our staff. Currently, we're running a trauma-focused development for our staff. So a little bit about our Wellness Academy. This is one of the services that we provide for our students. We've identified, based on last year's surveys, that students would benefit from classes, support groups, and workshops on identifying certain areas around self-awareness, social awareness, healthy relationships and communication, that conflict resolution, self-management, time management, and stress management. And so a lot of our groups have been tailored around these specific topics. And so if you have a student that is interested in attending our groups, we have this information available on the wire. Go ahead and just type it in, Wellness Academy, and you'll be brought to our wonderful page, and you can connect with all of the wonderful services that are available. A wonderful thing that we've added this year also is our community and family engagement program, which is known as CAFE, where we also utilized last year's parent surveys and identified that our parenting classes, workshops, and speaker series needed to be geared and tailored around topics around mental health and wellness, social emotional development for their children, online safety, college and career for our ISUP students, and financial literacy. So we have ran so far 2 parenting workshops, one in the fall and one right now in the spring that recently ended. And we have ran about maybe 10 workshops utilizing outside agencies such as Sacramento County Office of Education, local libraries, and other agencies known as Bright Life for Kids. They have provided us with many wonderful presentations and workshops for our families. So again, if you're interested in signing up for anything that our school offers, please go ahead and go on the wire and type in CAFE or community and family engagement, and you can find that information as well. I'll let you take it away, Ron.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sophia. In addition to the mental health and wellness opportunities that we provide both students and families, we also lean into school climate and student connectedness. We're really about building a safe and welcoming environment for all of our students that are a part of Visions in Education. We want them to feel as if they belong and that they are a part of something bigger than themselves, that they are a part of a community. So we do that in a multitude of ways. Next slide, please. One of the ways that we do that is through our student clubs and organizations. Very, very excited about our student and clubs and organizations, I should say, that we offer here at Visions in Education. Just to give you a quick history of clubs and organizations at Visions. When our department started in its first year of inception, at Visions in Education, there were 5 clubs and organizations, or organizations, I should say. Now, when we're looking at this school year, we've gone from 5 in 2021, 2022 to this school year offering 64 clubs and organizations. So really excited about those offerings, and also excited about the journey that we took to get there, because there weren't a bunch of adults in the room that just decided, hey, here are the clubs that we are going to provide. We sent out surveys, a lot of outreach to students and families to figure out exactly what it is that they want to see when it comes to clubs and organizations. And we let the students' voices be heard, and we gave them in many cases what they wanted. So when you look at many of our club offerings, know that they represent the collective voices of our students at Visions in Education. Next slide, please. So our students shared with us that they wanted heritage and cultural clubs. So we have the Black Student Union, the Latinx Student Union, the Muslim Student Union, and the Japanese Language Club, just to name a few. Next slide, please. Our students also mentioned that they wanted in-person clubs. They spend a lot of time via Zoom or in Zoom, and they wanted opportunities to meet with individuals in person. So we have clubs such as the Art Social Club, the Crochet Club, one of my favorites, Cultivating Collages, the Drama Club, and also the Hiking Club as well, again, providing those in-person opportunities. Next slide, please. Our students also said that they wanted mental health and wellness clubs. So we have the Coffee House Club, yoga, journaling, art. I mentioned hiking earlier. We had several students that reached out to me and said, Mr. Thomas, Taylor Swift is great for my mental health and wellness. So we have the Taylor Swift Club. It's called the Swifty Club. It is very popular amongst our students. So again, letting their voices be heard. Our students also wanted games and arts, so we have the baking club, chess club, Naturally Me, where they have an opportunity to create essential oils. Wabi Sabi is an arts club, and we also have basketball and flag football. So the list goes on and on and on of the various clubs that we offer our students. And then finally, we are in the second year of providing competitive club sports. Last year, we had 2 basketball teams. This year, we have 5, both high school and middle school. Last year, we had 1 soccer team. This year, we have 2. And we also have volleyball that took place this year. And we have flag football that's happening in the spring. So again, another opportunity for us to listen to our students and for us to share what it is they want, and then providing them with those opportunities. I'll also add that we are in the process of expanding. As we are listening to our students and families, one of the things that they're sharing with us is that some of the club offerings that we have are very Sacramento centric, meaning if you don't live in Sacramento, you don't have access to them. We really used last year and this year as a way to pilot some of our athletic programs. Beginning next year, we'll begin to expand. So we're expanding to the Bay Area. We're expanding to San Joaquin and some of those surrounding areas. So we will be providing more opportunities from an athletic standpoint for students in those regions. And then the Ease department is also an integral part of supporting many of the in-person events that we offer. We have the Spring Fling Dance that's happening next week. Prom, junior and senior prom was just last week. We support and help to create and develop several of the in-person events and field trips that our students want, need, and are requesting. Next slide, please. And then finally, probably one of my favorite events of the year, our department helps to create and organize and support graduation each and every year. And every time I see this picture, I get goosebumps because that's sort of the culminating experience of all of this, right? To be able to walk across that stage and to now have so many students that stand there right before they graduate, feeling that they are amongst friends because of the many programs that our department provides, makes this event even more special. And with that said, we are at time when it comes to our official presentation, but we will open it up if there are any questions.